Hi guys, hope you're all well. It's Sunday, so that means it's Tarot and Oracle review day. So I'm just coming on to review a new deck that I literally actually got last night. And I was going to wait a little bit before I reviewed this properly, but I was playing with it all last night and it's so good. So I thought, sod it, I'm just going to show it to you guys anyway now. So it is the Everyday Witch Tarot. This is an absolutely fantastic deck and it's by Deborah Blake and the art is by Elisabeth Alba, and it literally is stunning. It is such a cool deck. I've wanted this deck for such a long time and I've had it on order for about 2 months, but with lockdown and everything else it really got delayed in coming to me, but it was so great to finally receive it. So as you can see, a really big, beautiful box. So this is published by Llewellyn, and anything that is published by them is very sort of big and bulky in terms of its packaging, but I think this is really nice. Beautiful artwork, as you can see on the front here, lots of detail there. What I love about the back is that with the box you've got a really good example of the sort of cards available, and then there's a brief bit of sort of talk on it, so I'll briefly read that to you actually. So we've just got here, favourable fortunes for curious witches, a fun, practical, easy to use tarot kit for every witch. Charming images pair with simple explanations to make this the go-to deck for anyone seeking to learn or practice the tarot. Based on the classic Rider-Waite deck but updated for the busy modern day witch, this tarot has a whimsical air while still being dedicated to the serious job of providing answers to life's tough questions. Author Deborah Blake brings her friendly, approachable style to a tarot experience that's focused on the positive, includes a deck with brilliant art and a full colourful guidebook. So really great. I am so excited to share this with you. So let's open this baby up. So as we open it up, we've got this beautiful box, and then we go into the book itself. So let's just pull that out. Now I will say that the book itself is almost as good as the cards themselves. So those are the cards, but we'll look at the book very quickly first. So literally this is a big old, look how thick this book is. This is a really good quality book that you get here. And what I love about this is you've got so much in here. So first of all, you've got an introduction to the sort of the actual cards themselves. Okay, if you can see that there. Beautiful coloured pictures. Everything is in full colour. And then we've actually got like the story of the tarot, which I think is really nice to actually have that in there, because a lot of books, they don't always talk about the story, and if you know the story of the tarot, it can make it so much easier. There's examples of how to do readings, things to be aware of, there's lots of stuff here, and then we go straight into the cards themselves. So to give you an example, you have like the card here, you have a brief quote about what it sort of represents, and then you have a lot of information here. Okay, and then what you get as well, which is great, 2 pages of information, that's a lot. And then, which I love, you can use this book like a tarot journal. So you've got a section to make notes, so you can write bits and pieces, things that resonate for you. And they have that pretty much throughout the book. So this is an absolutely great addition to have. Love that. So let's look at the cards themselves then, guys. Let's get them out of the box. Okay, move the box out of the way. So, this is the back. As you can see there, beautiful detail. So the beautiful witch's hat, we've got the beautiful broomstick, and then we've got the familiar with the black cat and the beautiful stars. Now these cards, they're not gilded, but that's not a problem. They're a lovely size, you know, they're sort of like a medium size, fit nicely in the hand. What I will say, they're a reasonable thickness. They're not too flimsy, they're not too thick, they're somewhere sort of in between. But guys, the artwork on these is stunning. And what I love with the cards, I'm going to start just showing you them more quickly, is they encompass both the masculine and the feminine, and that's something I really love that they've done with this, because so many witchy decks, they're all just female based and they don't really ever encompass male witches. And obviously the word witch is actually genderless, you know, and so I love the fact there's an even mix of both male witches but also female witches. I mean, just look at these, there's so much detail in the imagery here. Another great factor, if you're a dyslexic witch like me, they've all got the description of what they are on the bottom. So like this one, 9 of Cups, you can clearly see that there. Just bring it in a bit closer as you can see. So that makes it so handy when reading the cards, because you don't have to count anything up. You can literally just focus on the card itself. So, like I say, there's just so much detail in each. Each one really does pictate and tell a story, and I love the fact they have kept the essence of the traditional Rider-Waite's. And, you know, if you're familiar already with Rider-Waite's, then you're really going to love these. And this is such a transferable deck, because when I teach tarot myself, I always get my students to start off with Rider-Waite, and then you can transfer it, you know, onto another deck. And they have kept all the qualities. This would be a deck you could start to work with immediately, you know, if you're learning tarot, but also if you already know tarot. It's very, very transferable. So this is a fantastic deck. I just love it. I mean, just look, there's so much beauty in these cards. I mean, the artwork on here must have taken hours to do, because literally there is so much detail. And again, encompassing the masculinity as well as the feminine. I love it. I knew I was going to love this deck when I sort of saw them being... I've seen them being used by quite a lot of friends recently on Facebook and various other social media sites, and I've known for a time that I want to get them and I want to work with them, and I'm sort of so glad that I have, because I think these will be another definite go-to deck. Powerful, powerful imageries here, and again they really do tell and encompass the story of each card. You can see that pretty clearly. Even if you didn't really know tarot that well, you can see that clearly from these, you know. So great, beautiful, beautiful artwork here. Now there is also an additional deck that has recently come out. So it's like a follow-on deck from these, and it's an oracle deck. So it's the Everyday Witches Oracle deck. I haven't got that yet, but it will be on my list to get. So hopefully I'll be able to show you that at some point in the future as well. Okay, I'm not going to show you too many of these because, like I say, we could be here all day. But I just want to show you enough of them so you get a great feel. That's a beautiful card. You know, so you get a great feel for just how powerful they actually are. And that's another thing, they do feel very, very powerful. It's rare that I instantly make a connection with a deck. Usually it takes a little while, but with these, literally, it has been like an instant kind of connection, which is amazing. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I could literally just show you them all, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep a little bit of a surprise back if you do choose to sort of purchase these yourself. But what we'll do, we'll pick a card for Sunday, what we need to know about, and see what guidance is going to be given for us at this time. Now, I know these are really new, so they do slide very nicely, but they're also a really good size, so the size does help. You can sort of hold them really nicely in your hand while shuffling them. So I'm just asking for a card for the highest of good to come out for us. There we go. Okay, oh, interesting card. Right, let's just see what we've got here. So we've got the Four of Swords. I'll just show you that there. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. So I'm just going to find this in the book and let's see what it has to say for us. Bear with me while I find the swords. Okay, here we go. And like I say, really, really beautiful. A good sort of picture. You know, sometimes you just get like a little black and white picture, but a beautiful full colour picture there, and then a lengthy piece of information. So the quote underneath then on this: to sleep, perchance to dream. And then we've got here, Four of Swords. Are you resting or retreating? We all need to pull back from the world from time to time and take a break, catch our breath and regroup. The trick is to know the difference between the lack of movement that is positive and beneficial and the lack of movement that means we are stuck in a statue of suspended animation. Things to consider. Depending on where this card falls in a reading, it may be a suggestion that you need to rest and refresh your spirit, giving yourself the time and space to renew body, mind and spirit. Alternatively, it may indicate that you are stuck in a rut, spinning your wheels when you should be taking action. Are you tired and overwhelmed? Are you running away from making the tough choices or taking decisive action that you know is needed? Is there someone in your life who is holding you back, or whose lack of action has a negative effect on your current circumstances? This card indicates that they are stuck and are probably not going to change. Do you need a rest or a wake-up call? So that is quite powerful, isn't it? But again, with the effects of what we're going through with the world at the moment, COVID-19, all of this, All Lives Matter, and so much more stuff in between, we are all waking up, aren't we, really? So I think that is a very powerful card as a collective. So look at where it sits in your own personal world, and yeah, powerful message there, guys. So if I was going to rate this deck out of 10, this one is easily a 10. You know, I have to say, I love it. I don't think in the very short time that I've had it, I can find anything really wrong or anything negative with it. Beautiful box, beautiful cards. The only thing I probably would say is I wish the cards were slightly thicker on a personal level, because when they're thin, I always wonder how long they're going to actually last. But that's only that's just a personal thing. But otherwise, absolutely beautiful, beautiful. Like I say, such in-depth artwork there. Really, really great deck. So for any witches out there, for any pagans, or any people that just love to collect the tarot, this is definitely a deck worth having in the collection. So it's the Everyday Witch Tarot by Deborah Blake and illustrated by Elisabeth, Alba. Definitely check it out, guys. Get it in your sort of collection. You won't be disappointed. More reviews coming soon. Stay safe, stay well. Much love and blessings, and I'll see and talk to you all again soon. Bye for now.